easy geek, easy fellow geeks. Let's open a beverage of your choice. Because today we have another episode of Frightful Fridays, in which I am going to be reviewing a movie called Watcher. Now, don't confuse this with The Watcher, because I think that's another movie. This is just Watcher. It can be found on Prime, AMC Plus. Came out in 2022. It is a movie about a young woman, I think her name is Julia, and her, according to the movie, husband, according to the little blurb, boyfriend. So, we'll say husband, who moved to Romania. Bucharest, I think is the city, for her husband's job. I guess according to the movie, he got a promotion and they move over there. His mother was from Romania, so that's, he speaks Romanian. She doesn't. And the basic gist is they're there, he's heading off to work, and they're in this pretty nice apartment, and she keeps noticing a guy in the apartment building across the street from her who is standing at his window watching her through her window. And she starts to get a little paranoid. There's a little subplot of a serial killer going around killing people. They at one point they're coming home from an event, and they come across the crime scene with the cops, and that's where they find out about these killings. All right. So when they move there, you find out that she does not speak Romanian, and she doesn't have a job. They say that she's an actress, but she just says so. So, and then she sees this guy watching her from the apartment across the street, which in and of itself can be kind of construed as creepy, but you can sort of see why she might start having some issues with it. I mean, she's home alone all the time because her husband is off at work. She's in a country she doesn't know. She doesn't speak the language. She has no friends, and she sees this guy just, standing in a dark apartment across the street watching her. Simple solution to this whole thing, and I kind of wondered this myself during the whole movie, is why not just shut the freaking curtains? Okay. And then you see my thing behind me here. I keep the stuff closed. I mean, there's a kind of a hostel across the parking lot from my building where someone could see right in here if they wanted to. So I keep my thing closed so people can't see in here. Simple enough. But if she did that, there wouldn't be a movie, now would it? So it kind of progresses as normal, he's like, all right, he, she's like, okay, maybe I'm just seeing, maybe I'm just imagining things, maybe, this, maybe that. And you sense her unease with everything. And of course, there's the usual kind of trope in the movie where she's like, oh, he's watching me, and there's something wrong. And the husband's like, yeah, dude, okay, maybe he just likes looking at the window. And he tries to be supportive, and she starts going a little bit farther with it, and he's like, you're delusional. I mean, what? They even get the police involved, and the police go over and, talk to the guy because she made a complaint. I mean, it's kind of told from her point of view. So you sort of see how she can think that, but you're also seeing what the husband is saying, is going, really? Really? Okay. Yeah. He watches you, and yes, he was, at the same, shopping place as you. He lives in the neighborhood. So yeah, I mean, of course that happens in every movie. That there's gotta have the seed of doubt, and I just once, like to see a movie where the husband or whoever believes the person and sees what the other person says and says, yeah, you're right, and they both try and deal with it that way. And but no, you really have, these movies sometimes stick too closely to the formula. And there's one thing that there's times that her character was really unsympathetic, because even though the husband has his doubts as to what's going on, because he's like, they're arguing about the fact, and he's like, he's pointing out some pretty good facts, and she's kind of laying down her side of the thing, and he's getting frustrated, and he's just like, what am I doing? What am I, what do you want me to do? What can I do to help? And she's, nothing. And leaves. And it's just like, so why are you yelling at him if you don't think he can do anything to help? He's being supportive. What, he's trying to help you, trying to, saying, what do you want me to do? What can I do? And she says nothing, and then leaves. Why are you mad? I mean, if you don't think he's going to do anything and he's trying to offer help and you're not taking it, that's a you issue, not a him issue. Which, that part, I don't know if it's just specific to this one, but maybe I've seen it in a couple other of these movies. They kind of bring it on themselves. It's like, look, if you were a little bit, but, so you see her dealing with that. There is a neighbor that she starts talking to another woman that lives next door, and they sort of start hanging out a little bit. It kind of is a thread laid in there, which will come into fruition a little bit later. But I don't want to go into it because that could that would be some huge spoilers. But this movie was listed as suspense horror. Suspense was first, so I sort of realized that, it was more suspense than horror. Yeah, because this is supposed to be kind of a horror channel or a series. But it was just sort of kind of mid in the storyline. Wasn't anything special. I've seen a lot of movies where the suspense was a lot more. Take like the Hell House first. Hell House 1, 2, and 4 were really suspenseful. This one, not so much. So, was it worth it? Yeah, it was. It was an interesting movie. It wasn't, something to go, stand on the street corner and scream, saying, "Hey, this is a great movie. Go watch it." It's conversely, it's not one that you want to go stand on the street corner saying, "Hey, I gotta warn you people, don't waste your fucking time watching it." It was mid. It's worth, spending an hour and a half watching. The acting was pretty good. The characters weren't super likable. The bad guy was kind of stock in the sense that he was just he was kind of creepy looking and kind of plain looking, not ugly, but plain. So he was kind of the meek seeming guy that you see in, a lot of movies. But you've sort of seen this guy before. I mean, this type of guy before. If you ever saw the movie Bedroom Window with Steve Guttenberg, they did that a lot better, with that type of guy. But, you really don't find out why I'm trying to do this without revealing any spoilers. When you find out who the bad guy is, who the serial killer is, there's no motivation why that person is doing it. I mean, judging from what I'm saying here, you can probably figure out who it is, but we won't get into that. It's just there's okay, this is done, and we're gonna let you know who did it, but not why. But I'm not saying don't watch, but just it was worth spending a lot of time. It's worth watching it if you don't have anything more you want to watch or something better you want to watch. So I'm gonna just give this 3.5 out of 5, and just say pick it up. The story is well written for what it was, well acted for what it was. Despite the characters just being going. The most interesting character, which I would have liked to have seen more of, was the neighbor. Because she was interesting. She reminded me, I don't know if any of you have ever seen Superman 2 with you have Christopher Reeve Superman 2 with that, the three bad guys from Krypton and kneel before Zod. The woman bad guy. These two are very, kind of similar in appearance. It's obviously not the same person because that woman from the Superman 2 movie is a lot older now, and she wouldn't look exactly the same. I'm not criticizing her for being old. It happens, but she wouldn't. These two look the same, from her time there than to now, and it was a very kind of, to me, kind of interesting character, more interesting than the main character. And I'd like to see more of her. Could do without the boyfriend / husband, depending on which you want to believe, the breakdown or the actual dialogue. He was not very interesting. He's sort of kind of boring and, at times kind of had kind of a little weird side to him. But so none of the people really stuck out in an interesting way except for the neighbor. And I really would have liked to see more of her. So, but I'm just saying, let's just, what did I say, 3.5 out of 5, and yeah, check it out if you want to. Like, subscribe, most of all, enjoy your horror comics, movies.